Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the freebies for pre-orders with Skaventide. This video is sponsored by ACO Games. More on that later. Alright, so I want to start off by saying, sorry I didn't have a couple of videos over the weekend. I was at ACO playing in the Atlantic City Open. I took my Deathwatch Warhammer 40k army that I've been building up throughout the Escalation League, and it was an absolute ton of fun, and I got to play on Joe's stream, Wargames Live. So I'll have a link down below, and I'll talk a little bit about that at the end. So obviously the approach of Warhammer Age of Sigmar 4.0 is coming up, the big box launch for Skaventide, and then we got some bonuses to go along with it, so let's take a look at those. Pre-order Skaventide and get one of these awesome rewards. The time of the Vermin Doom is almost upon us, as a new edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar and the incredible Skaventide box set loom just over the horizon. To celebrate the arrival of the absolute whopper of a launch set, we have a few bonuses to scoop up depending on how you place your pre-order. Those who pre-order online through Warhammer.com or at the Warhammer store in-store console can get a set of 6 double-sided objective markers showing off Skaven and Stormcast Eternals icons available while stocks last. So if you order directly through Games Workshop and pay full price, you're going to get 3 of the Skaven markers, 3 of the Stormcast markers, and a cool little case to put them in. These are metal objective markers and they're very nice. The only issue with these is that they don't have the surrounding area. So while these are super cool, it is kind of a pain to have to measure from them, as where with like the full-size objective markers, the neoprene sets that are available from a lot of different companies. They're much more useful in actual gameplay, but these are obviously very cool. These hardy metal markers are great collector's pieces. Each set comes in a magnetic display folder, emblazoned with the same artwork as inside the Skaventide box. If you pick up your copy directly from a local Warhammer store, you can instead score a set of 12 metal command point tokens, split evenly between silver-colored Stormcast Eternals icons and bronze-colored Skaven icons, also available while stocks last. To be clear, you'll get a command point token if you purchase your copy of Skaventide physically over the counter at Warhammer Store, and the objective tokens if you pre-order through in-store console or the Warhammer web store. Both sets are available while stocks last. So pretty cool little objective markers here. They're definitely nice as well. So 2 nice little bonuses, metal, high quality, depending on where you order from. Independent gaming stores are also getting in on the action, with the unique bonus journal going out to select stockists. The slick hardback book features a corrupted twin-tailed comet logo from the new edition on the cover, and pages printed with Warhammer Age of Sigmar iconography throughout. So here's the little journal, obviously very cool artwork on the front. Looks like it is nice and thick. It's got a little bookmark to go with it. This is really cool, and I'm actually super excited for this as well, as this will be nice to have to keep track of like scores throughout the games if you're not using the app. Nice little notebook for something else. Obviously, the possibilities are endless, so very cool. Definitely some nice bonuses to go along with the launch box. It's always cool if you can get a hold of one of these. And if you are looking after one of these in particular, this one, make sure to let your game store know that you are interested in a copy so that they can put you at the top of the list, because these are typically pretty limited. Or if you're planning on ordering directly through Games Workshop or the Warhammer store, it is first come, first serve with like the bonus objective markers and command point tokens. So make sure you get them on the first day as soon as pre-orders go live, so you can have the best chance to get a hold of some of those. I've found in the past that Games Workshop is pretty liberal with the stuff that's available through them, because they want to make sure that you order direct and cut out the middleman, which is obviously bad for your local game store or whoever you like to support. So these tend to be very limited, as again, they want to incentivize you to pay full price through them, because they do make much larger profit margins if you do go direct. But I personally love to support my local game stores wherever possible. Check out your local stores to find out if you can get your hands on the notebook through them. All of those bonuses will be available strictly while stocks last, and keep an eye on the details for impending Skaventide pre-order coming soon. But when can you pick up these goodies? Skaventide goes on pre-order on Saturday the 29th of June and will be on store shelves on Saturday the 13th of July, so don't miss out. So not this coming Saturday, but the one afterwards. So you basically have a little less than 2 weeks until Skaventide will be officially on pre-order. So roughly 1 month until this will be available on store shelves. And this is a really, really nice box set. Comes with 72 miniatures, comes with some piece of terrain, the core rulebook, the Skaventide book, which is going to take you through like the actual campaign. And then also it includes everything that you need for the Spearhead as well. So you're going to have the cards for the regular game, you're going to have the Spearhead cards, you're going to have the Spearhead book. So very, very nice box set, all brand new miniatures. I am super excited for this, and I know the hype is building. And then also over on Tabletop Bros, my other channel, we are going to be doing an Escalation League as well. So we're going to be starting off with the Spearhead, it looks like, and then building up to 2,000 points from there. So if you haven't been over to the other channel, the Hobby and Gaming channel, please go over and check it out, because I would absolutely love to earn your subscription over there. And also, let's just talk a little bit about ACO. I'm going to be doing a focus video where I run through like my matchups and everything, talk about my games. I played my Deathwatch army. I started that from scratch over on Tabletop Bros. We did a 250 point escalation league up to 2,000 points. We built everything and painted it as we went. And then that's the army I took to ACO. So I won my first game. I was actually the only Deathwatch player at ACO. Unfortunately, they are not very popular right now and statistically not doing very well. I really enjoy Deathwatch and I've been having a ton of fun with them. So of course I took them. I won my first game and then I had an opportunity to be on Joe's stream, Wargames Live. If you've never checked out Joe's stream, it's absolutely amazing. He travels around the world and streams Warhammer events. He does a phenomenal job and is by far the best at what he does. So that is me with the backwards baseball cap on, and I went into this game 1-0, played Thousand Suns. I've never played against them before, and it was a really tough matchup. People were very skeptical of my chances of winning, and I ended up winning with 87-77. The game was extremely fun. My opponent was absolutely awesome. Chris has a Kickstarter going on right now, so feel free to go check that out. And obviously, go watch the game if you want to see me in real life. If you want to see what I'm really like on the table for 3 hours with the stream going, that's the best place to do it. And then also, I will be doing like a full breakdown, talking about my actual army, my games, my strategies, and everything over on Tabletop Bros. So again, go over there, check it out. If you like what you see, we would absolutely love to earn your subscription as we're building up that channel. And that is much more focused on the actual hobby aspect and then also like gaming, strategy, stuff like that. But it was an absolute pleasure to play on stream. I had a ton of fun at the event. I ended up winning this game, so I was 2-0. And then my third game was a tie. I didn't even think it was possible. Obviously, I've seen people tie before, but it was absolutely crazy. I played against Leagues of Votan. Again, absolutely awesome opponent. The game was a ton of fun. So I ended the first day at 2-0-1. Day 2 was a rough one. I played Renegade Raiders first. I lost that game. I then played Iron Storm, which is a brutal matchup for me. And I lost that game as well. And then I did win my third game of the day. So by the end of the second day, I was 3-2-1. And then on the last day, I went 1-1. And my final score for the Deathwatch was 4-3-1. Obviously, the tie was super close. There was definitely a possibility I could have won either that or one of my games, possibly even the tie and one of my games. But I had a ton of fun. I have no regrets. It was an absolutely amazing event. Frontline Gaming was on par. All my opponents were super cool. It was super fun. And I highly recommend that people try out a tournament, even if you're not a super competitive player. If you watch the stream, you'll see that even though I use tactics and strategy, I didn't have to compromise on having fun. I don't play with any gotchas or anything like that. I'm 100% good faith. And a lot of the stigmas that people have towards like tournament play or like the type of people you're going to run into the tournament are just not true. And the best way to find out is to join one yourself. So unfortunately, nobody else showed up with Deathwatch. I was the only player there out of over 200 and I think 9 players. So I did win Best in Faction 1 of 1. But I was very happy with my results. I was very happy with my games. And I know for a fact that every single one of my opponents had fun, not only playing Warhammer, but also with the friendly banter and getting to experience an army that's not very often on the table. So like I said, please jump over to Tabletop Bros and check that out if you want to see the game and see what I'm like in person when I'm not just reading Warhammer community articles.
Deathwatch? What's going on? Like, what were you thinking?
So everybody says they're terrible. I started playing them in our local escalation league. I've really enjoyed it. They've been a ton of fun. I don't think they're bad like everybody says. They might not be popular, but I think people are compensating for the initial nerfs because they were broken in the beginning, and you shouldn't have been doing that stuff anyway. So Desolation Marines have missiles, so no, bolter strat, obviously. But they're good. They have a lot of like really good stuff to have like one really big punchy turn. I play a lot of the actual like different stuff. Like I have Reavers in my list with the Lieutenant. I have the up downs. I put the Eversur in instead of the Combi Lieutenant. That worked out really nice. I just mix it up, man. And obviously they're terrible, so I'm trying to get up in the ranks.
I have to ask you about the Reavers, right?
They're not, but everybody thinks they are. The internet thinks they're terrible.
That's true. I mean, that's a good point, though, because people do overreact. Like when an army takes some nerfs, people think that's either OP or trash, right? There's like no middle ground in people's
100%.
minds, and this game was a good example that you can still play Warhammer, right? Even if your army is considered bad by a lot of people. But
you made a lot of smart decisions. And I had some bad luck on my draw cards, so my secondaries were pretty weak.
Yeah, I think that decision he made to roll all of his hits and wounds with his Lancers on turn 2 2 was a pretty good decision.
Everything, it's everything. Pick 2 oath targets, and it's just reroll all hits and wounds.
Yeah, having 2 oath targets is nice.
The Hellblasters absolutely slap with reroll wounds too.
That teleportation stratagem seems so
really nice.
Like at the start of the game, you set up the Hellblasters as like they're not in a transport or anything. This is weird. And then like someone in chat was like, oh, don't forget they got this strat for 1 CP. And the great thing is they go into deep strike, so you can put them in your opponent's deployment zone. Like it's crazy. It's so.
And you were gonna say something about the Reavers?
Yeah. What's this?
So
what
here's
are
the
you
deal
guys
with the Reavers. You take 5 Reavers, you attach the Phobos Lieutenant.
Yep.
He has the ability to shoot, and then after he shoots, they get to make a D6-inch move.
Okay.
And it does not restrict them from charging, as some of the other rules do. So it's basically a 3D6 charge. I usually use it to try to take my opponent's objective, try to battle shock them, stuff like that. They're a really nice utility piece. And everybody thinks they're trash, but with like the tall ruins, you can go up levels. It doesn't count. They're good. The Reavers are good. It's a 140-point combo.
Oh yeah, so we got to wrap up, guys. But thank you so much for playing on the stream. Appreciate it. Congratulations.
Oh, can I shout something out too?
Yeah, sure.
So I am Warhammer Man at Warhammer Man Studios on YouTube. So check me out, guys.
Well, no wonder you won. You're fucking Warhammer, man.
That's why.
You didn't have a choice, man.
That's it. I didn't have a choice.
Thanks, guys, very
Thank you,
much.
brother.
Appreciate it. Let me grab these mics.
Appreciate you, Joe.
All right, and don't forget to do the trade point. Thank you, guys. Okay.
So ACO recap coming up. Also Skaventide on the horizon. No actual pre-orders this week from Games Workshop. Save those hobby dollars and get ready to jump into Age of Sigmar. If you haven't played Age of Sigmar before and you're thinking about getting into it, this is the absolute best time, as Skaventide Launch Box is absolutely amazing. The value inside this box is second to none. The models inside this box are absolutely amazing. And there's a ton of hype behind it, not only from Games Workshop, but in the community. So I know AOS 4.0 and the rules that we've seen so far, this game is going to be the best it ever has been, and it's also going to be the most popular it's ever been. As always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the channel. Check out your link in the description to save 15% on Games Workshop products. And if you want to pre-order Skaventide from them, save 15%. Make sure to tell them that Warhammer Man sent you. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video.